pride.
Did you know that John Bon Jovi's dad had a line of pasta sauces? It's called Bon Jovi brand.
Yeah, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah, John had to change it so people would pronounce it correctly. Bon Jovi is actually spelled Bongiovi, but pronounced the same as the band.
Bon Jovi brand pasta sauces come in 3 varieties: marinara, garden style, and spicy arrabbiata.
Bon Jovi brand pasta sauces, available at Wegmans, all ShopRite stores, and online at BonJoviBrands.com.
Taste the Bon Jovi family tradition. Bon Jovi brand pasta sauces.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect, listen to you again, no matter what the behavior, defiance, back.
Hey.
You know, winning as Americans, it's chemical.
Somebody
It doesn't
somewhere.
seem like there's a good option on what to do about it. If it doesn't change the calculus of the war or take out Assad, I don't know what it does.
The Stephanie Miller Show, 9 a.m. East, 6 a.m. West, on Sirius XM, Progress 127.
Support. Defending America from the weapons of mass deception. Tom Hartman here with you. Wayne in Chicago. Hey, Wayne, what's on? You want to talk about Syria?
Yes, Tom. But first, I have a question for you. Last week, you were saying that about Colin Powell when he went in front of the UN, and I had always figured I was about 90% sure that he actually knew all the time that information wasn't true. But you said that there was proof that he knew that information wasn't true. How did you find that out?
By talking to Lawrence Wilkerson on my television program, who was his assistant. And I'd have to go back and find it and play it for you to give you the exact words. But the essence of it was that Colin Powell believed much of what he said, was doubtful about much of what he said, and was fairly certain that at least a few of the things he was saying probably weren't true. Wilkerson actually cuts him a fair amount of slack, and I'm willing to too. I think that there's I don't think that Colin Powell, if he had known that the magnitude of the lies that he was telling, I don't think he would have done it. Because I don't think he would want that place in history. I don't think he wants the place in history that he has. But
so you think the 10% he knew wasn't true, or 15%?
I don't know what the percentage is, but the fact of the matter is that if even one lie was told, leading to the death of hundreds of thousands of people, the dislocation of millions of people, the loss of trillions of dollars in wealth and opportunity, both for Americans and Iraqis, a country covered with depleted uranium and massively spiking in birth defects. When you consider the horrific consequences of that, and Colin Powell is, to his credit, probably the only man in the administration who actually raised those kinds of questions. When you consider that, I think that, if we were having war trial crimes, tribunals about the war in Iraq, I think that Colin Powell should be in the dock as well. I don't think that he should get the same penalty that the guys who were aggressively lying did. I think he was used as much as he was participating in it, but he had an opportunity to back out. He had an opportunity to say, hey, wait a minute, I want to know more. prove this to me, and he chose not to.
Right. Okay, as far as Syria is concerned, you bringing up those gas pipelines.
Yes, sir.
I had brought it up last week on the show. People are kind of like on the war wagon, so they weren't really interested.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, I'm going to tell you what I really think. I think this is a false flag operation. I think the rebels are the ones who dropped those chemical weapons on those people. Like you said yourself, Al-Qaeda is armed up to sit in the native Syria or fight against the Assad government.
Well, here's a very possible scenario, Wayne, that I have not, that everything I've read and seen and heard from Secretary Kerry and the intelligence briefings and people who members of Congress who attended the private intelligence briefings have said in public that actually I think is a possibility, and that is that it was people within Assad's government who did it. That they did it intentionally, and that they did it because they oppose Assad and they wanted to get the attention of the world. I mean, keep in mind, they did it just before the UN inspectors were scheduled to be there. And, they did it so that we would respond by taking out Assad. I mean, there was a bunch of people in his government who quit, you'll recall, who left his government, who went over and joined the rebels. Why wouldn't there be people inside his government who are trying to sabotage his